what makes leaders so awesome. Did you know that by having emotional intelligence can increase and boost your team's performance by 20%? Imagine leading like Satya Nadella, who transformed Microsoft with his empathic leadership approach, or Jacinda Ardern, who navigated New Zealand through crisis with her emotional intelligence. And let's not forget Nelson Mandela, who was able, with emotional intelligence, to unite a nation. Stick around to find out why emotional intelligence is your secret weapon to becoming the amazing leader for 2024. Today, we're going to dive into 5 superpowers of emotional intelligence that you can harness right now to be the awesome, inspiring leader you are. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello, my YouTube family. Welcome back. Greetings. First things first, thank you to my subscribers for watching another video, and thank you to my viewers. If you are here for the first time, welcome. Before we start, I want to say yahoo! We reached 200 subscribers, and I want to give a big shout out to Damar, who was our 200th subscriber. So what are we talking about today? We're going to be talking about emotional intelligence, EQ for short. So what is emotional intelligence? Essentially, it's how to manage and understand your emotions and the emotions of others. It sounds like a game changer, right? Trust me, it is. So let me talk a little bit of history with you. Back in the 90s, emotional intelligence, EQ, was a big deal. And it first started with a psychologist called Daniel Goleman, who wrote a book called Emotional Intelligence. Goleman emphasized that emotional intelligence is crucial for personal and professional success. He said that IQ isn't the only measurement of success. EQ is also that measurement of success as well. He argued that EQ comprises of 5 elements, or we can say 5 superpowers. Those 5 elements comprise self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. Now, all of the things that I've mentioned, he has said are essential in being able to navigate social complexities and to lead effectively. Since then, loads of research has been done that backs up Goleman's claim. And that shows that leaders with a higher IQ are more successful in navigating tasks and responsibilities within their role. But why is that? How is that possible? EQ is all about managing your own emotions and understanding your own emotions, and also managing and understanding the emotions of others. If you can manage and understand your own emotions, this means that you can better comprehend, understand, and influence the emotions of others within your team. That sounds really cool. I'm liking this. Yeah. The emotional connection fosters trust, it builds bonds and enhances your relationships within your team. In essence, when you get EQ right, everything falls into place. What it does is create a more harmonious environment for everyone. So let's talk about the problems that arise when you're lacking in the EQ department. Essentially what that means is when you're having difficult conversation, you lose your cool. Or it could be where you're stressed out and freaking out when things are going wrong at work, and what that means is you're creating a negative vibe and a negative environment. Or it could be that you simply just don't understand and can comprehend your team's emotions and what they're feeling. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. Doesn't sound like the type of team that I want to work in, and it doesn't sound like a great environment to work in either. All of what I said can lead to miscommunication, poor communication, misunderstanding, low productivity, and low morale. Some people might not agree with EQ. They think it's just fluffy and not really relevant or necessary. Research shows that emotional intelligence, EQ, is actually twice as more important than IQ. Now IQ, I 100% agree. It helps you with the technical skills and aspects of your job, role and responsibilities. But EQ, this helps you to manage your stress better, make better decisions, manage how you react, your outbursts. And by doing this, it creates a more happier, healthy environment. Let's talk about the 5 superpowers of emotional intelligence. First, you have self-awareness. Think of it as looking into a mirror and you can see and know what you're feeling and why, and because of that, you're able to easily regulate those emotions. It means you can handle the strengths and the weaknesses like a pro. Self-regulation. Think of it as your inner superhero which regulates your emotions, meaning that it's going to let you know when you don't need to have an outburst. It's going to let you know when you're starting to freak out. It helps you keep your cool in the midst of craziness. It helps you to navigate the coolness when things aren't going so right at work. No more flying off the handle. You stay cool even when things are crazy. Next up is motivation. It's that inner drive that keeps you focused and keeps you motivated and keeps you driving to that goal. Now that helps to inspire and motivate your team to reach the stars. Next up is empathy. Now this is a really cool superpower. It helps you to understand what your team member is going through, what your team member is feeling. You can connect much more easier to your team member, which helps you communicate much better. And finally, we have social skills. These are your people skills. This helps you to navigate, to connect, to communicate much easier, much better with people in your team and people outside of your team as well. You build strong relationships, you handle conflict, and you ensure that everybody is rowing in the right direction. Let's talk about some real life examples. Let's go back to the leaders that I mentioned earlier on in this video, starting with Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft. Now, his empathic leadership style and approach transformed Microsoft in so many ways. He focused on empathy and encouraged people to connect, to communicate. He fostered a culture of empathy and continuous learning. He encouraged people to listen, to share perspectives, to collaborate and to innovate with each other. Under his leadership, not only did Microsoft grow financially, internally the culture of the organization was much more focused on innovation, collaboration, and the pursuit of diverse perspectives. It revitalized Microsoft by giving them a different sense of purpose, a higher purpose, and increased collaboration within the company. Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, during tough times like the Christchurch shooting and the COVID-19 pandemic, her empathy and clear communication made a huge difference. Her compassionate response, where she showed genuine care and solidarity for the victims and the families, earned her global admiration. Her handling of the COVID-19 pandemic through clear communication, concise communication, and transparency made New Zealand's response one of the best in the world. Ardern's leadership style is a classic example of how emotional intelligence can guide and lead with grace and effectiveness. Nelson Mandela. His ability was amazing. His emotional intelligence was off the chart. He had the ability to empathize and connect with people from all walks of life. And because of this, he was instrumental in leading South Africa out of apartheid and into reconciliation. Despite being in prison for 27 years, he didn't come out of prison with animosity and hostility in his heart. He had a vision, and that was for unity and for forgiveness. His emotional intelligence was extremely evident in being able to connect, as I said earlier on, with all walks of people and all walks of life. He was able to connect with black and white South Africans. Mandela was able to unite a nation and inspire millions across the world. I definitely saved the best for last with Nelson Mandela because his legacy lives on. He was able to show how empathy, emotional intelligence, it's able to break down walls and unite others together. His legacy continues to be a testament of the power of resilience and compassion in leadership. To wrap up emotional intelligence, you have self-awareness. It's making sure that you understand and know and can manage your own emotions. It's about self-regulation, meaning that let's try and stay a bit more cool and calm those outbursts. The motivation aspect. Are you motivated? Let's make sure you continue to be motivated so that you can motivate the teams and people around you. Empathy. Let's put ourselves in the other person's shoes. Let's connect more to understand what that person is going through so that we communicate better. And finally, the social skills. How do you navigate conversations, building relationships, managing conflicts, and get everybody rowing in the same direction? I guarantee these 5 superpowers of emotional intelligence, if you enhance this now, you're not only going to level up your game, you are definitely going to be the leader of 2024. So now, are you ready for the stop, start, continue exercise? Woohoo! What are you going to stop doing? I want you to think back to the 5 superpowers of emotional intelligence. What behaviors are hindering you from achieving those superpowers? What are you going to start doing? Think back to the 3 leaders that I talked about earlier on in this video. What did they do that you want to start doing right now? And what are you going to continue doing? I want you to reflect on the things that you're doing very well and continue to do them. I want you to drop your thoughts in the chat. Let me know. What are you thinking? What are you going to stop, start, and continue? Thank you so much. I hope you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you are always updated when I've got a new video to post. And also, look out everybody, because I'm going to start posting more on the community post tab. I'm really excited to share some behind the scenes footage, to ask you questions, to find out what topics you want to know more about. And when we hit those milestones of subscribers, I can't wait to let you all know. Remember to learn, love, and live. Stay blessed.